Hey, what's up guys? So today I have another free download for you. Some actions, these 4 actions up here. Now they're all just different intensities of the same function, but I like to have that sort of thing available to me so I can quickly see what one level of it might be doing. But before any of that, let me explain what it is. These are called compression actions, and compression is just something that, a term that I use that I pulled from the audio production realm. And compression in audio production, real quick to explain, is we run your audio feed, your song, whatever, a track, anything at all, through a compressor. And a compressor, there's a lot of different settings, but basically, it'll bring down the higher volume areas and it'll bring up the lower volume areas, right? So a piece of audio that might have a lot of volume changes will be more leveled out. Now that can be good or bad. It depends on the situation and depends on how much you do it. And the same can be applied to visuals, right? It's completely different technology, but the same can be applied. Now, what do I mean by compression? Well, let's go ahead and run one. We're going to go ahead and run compress high. All right, we're going to hit that. There you go. Now, initially, you'll see that the image appears to be more, I guess, faded, right? The dark areas, especially on a black outfit like this, a dark outfit, you see how it's a lot more faded. But let's explain actually what's going on. There's different ways to do this, but what I'm doing with compression is running a levels. Now, you notice on levels, I don't have the upper area here. Okay, these are the input levels. I'm not touching those. I'm simply touching the output levels. 15 up and 15 down. This is normally 255. It's down to 240. What does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and try to visualize what that means. Okay. So if I turn this off, we have the normal image. Again, doesn't have a whole lot of super bright areas, but it does have a lot of dark areas. So when you turn it on, it's very obvious what the 15 on the low side is doing, but not real obvious what that 240 is doing, that negative 15 down. Still, what does that mean? It means that because of this setup, and this being the top layer, compress high at the moment, output of 15, output of 240, that's bringing in the maximum level of black, if you will. The darkest point of the image cannot be any darker than 15 as long as I don't put a layer above the compressor. Meaning, if I go back down, and let's say I add under levels or curves or something of that nature, I'm going to put on luminosity blend mode, okay? If I were to darken, okay, I'm going to overdo it for a second. If I were to darken this area here, cannot get darker than 15 because the compressor is on top, keeping that from happening, right? Now, also, if I brighten on this side, no matter how bright I get, these bright areas cannot get any brighter than 240 because of that compressor. Now, if we turn it off, we see how everything gets much more intense. Turn it on and it calms down. Now, what does that mean for you? How does that benefit you? Well, it's a very subtle thing, but for me, it's a finalization step. And it doesn't mean that any specific compression settings or that compression at all even is a good idea. And sometimes it doesn't even mean that you want to bring in the output levels and the high levels, the low output levels and the high output levels. Sometimes you just want to bring in one. All it is a way to ensure that you don't get full black or full white on your image, no matter what you do below it. So if I come down here and I were to add a selective color, I don't know, and do some grading. It doesn't matter how this looks, guys. We're just trying to get at something here. So I do some grading. Let's say I calm down the levels on top a little bit, something a little more reasonable. Okay. Now I don't like that look, but let's just say I do. Let's say I think this looks pretty good. If I didn't have the compressor, not only would it look darker and the contrast would be too strong for my opinion, but by limiting the maximum of 15 and 240 in this case, the two maximums, I kind of make everything feel a little more together, a little more mastered. That's the term that I use. Again, audio term. It feels a little more mastered. And no matter what I do underneath, like I said, you can keep playing, you can keep adjusting, you can add infinite layers. Leave that compression layer on top, and you know that everything's a lot more mastered. Now let's go ahead and delete it real quick and try real quick. Let's say, you have this edit, you feel like it's going somewhere, but you want to master it a little bit. So let's go to compress medium. You think that looks pretty good. And even, I'll be honest, let me throw that away real quick. I'll be honest. Sometimes I'll run a compressor on top just to run it because I don't like pure black and pure white pixels on my image 90% of the time. I like to keep it kind of flat feeling a little bit, very subtle. I do have compress extra, which is a little more than I normally do. Keep in mind that when you use these compressors, you may want to adjust. Okay, don't just use them as is. Adjust. So for example, Let's say I like the output levels here on this compress extra. I like it at 20 on the low end, and that's cool. But I lost too much pop. I don't like that the high end has been compressed that much. You may not feel it, but at a maximum of 235, no matter what I do down here, it'll be perceptually brighter, but won't actually be brighter. So I'm losing a little bit of that energy, especially coming off a display like a phone or a screen. And it could look a little bit gray and grungy depending on the look that you're after when you go to print. So, play with these settings once you put something out and see. So you might take the output. There you go. I'm going to let the brightness go a little more max, but I'm still going to control the output of the low. So no matter what I do here, it doesn't get any darker. Now, again, this is going to be a subtle effect, and I encourage you to try it. So let's say I'm going through a process here of something. I don't know. I'm going to brightness and contrast. I'm going to put on luminosity. I'm going to do a little color grading. I don't know. Just throw a color balance up there. We'll put that on color blend mode. I'm just inventing stuff, guys. Levels, just to kind of get me somewhere. Now let's do a real fast sort of thing here. We're going to add some contrast, which you kind of feel that's kind of cool. Brighten it. And then on color balance, I don't know. How about a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow in the mids? Let's see what the shadows are going to do. Probably some blue, I would think. Yeah, I like how we're playing with that yellow bit there. And on the highlights, I actually haven't edited this set yet, so I'm not sure what I'll do when it comes down to it. But I kind of like that. And then on levels here, I'm going to brighten a bit, kind of like that. Add a little bit of contrast to the mid-range, something like that. And let's deepen it a little bit. And then I'll come here and go, compress medium. There you go. Now, what does that do? Again, it just kind of keeps everything melded more together. So I went from this to this. Sometimes it makes your image look the same, but knowing that compression is happening, it's a subtle way of doing a final polish. A lot of music, in fact, really all of the music you listen to has audio compression on it of some kind, and limiters and a bunch of other things, depending on what they're trying to do in the sound they're trying to get in the genre, et cetera, et cetera. But that music having that compression, if it's done tastefully, you don't really notice it. It just kind of makes the music come into your ears, into your brain, a little bit more refined feeling, okay? And that's how I view a visual compression. Now, you can do all of these in the same layer. For example, that levels that I'm using for a contrast boost, I have the same output levels here. But I like to put it on top in its own layer, so I can quickly change opacity even. Maybe I want not so much, 70% compression. You're not going to be able to see that on the video, but 70% versus 100%, 50% compression, right? I like to have that available to me as my very, very final step. There's only a few things I do above compression. It depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll add noise and I'll put it on top of the compression, so it just looks like a film artifact. But beyond that, everything else goes below compression, and I leave it there. Now, again, just as a reminder, we have 4 different ones, so you can quickly see what compression low might look like. If you don't like that one, you can quickly see what compression high might look like. And by the way, this kind of extreme compression can start to look a little bit like faded film effects and things of that nature. It could be cool, but when you put it on top and you do everything else underneath, I'm going to put compression high and do everything else underneath, it does not matter what you do. Those levels are not going to go past what you have the compressor on. And trust me when I say, if you start playing with this, if you really start using it and comparing and contrast without using it, you're going to start to see that kind of refined feel that perhaps is not really being translated on a video here. But I do this consistently. I do this 98% of the shots that I've edited for many, many years. And again, I like to put it on a separate layer to make it convenient to make quick changes. And that's why I'm offering you guys these 4 compression levels for you guys to play around with. You can do compression in other ways, including curves, but doesn't really matter. We just want a linear. By the way, I forgot to mention that. The fact that I'm using levels outputs like this is linear, because if you use a curves and you pull the inside of the curve, you're going to get a curve, and that's going to create some, it's going to preserve contrast, which we don't want. On the compressor, I wanted it to be linear, so it has a more linear feel, a more refined, polished feel. So try these, download them, play around. They're not like magical solutions to life. They're not razzle dazzle actions. They're finalizing actions to really give a sense of polish to your images. And I encourage you to give it a go and see if you can make your eye adjust to what compression, visual compression, can do to give you that final bit of polish.